Welcome back. This is the Gen Shift. And yes, we have made it. This is now the last episode 4, and we are sitting in with Gen Alpha. Oh, I am so excited for this particular episode. Why? Because this generation were born into technology. But before we get into the conversation, I just want to say thank you to Melody House, who is our venue partner, and thank you to McKee, who has provided the audio. I also want to thank Nian Valentine, who has recorded and edited. He's our videographer and editor for producing these shows. So let's get into it. So I'm going to introduce to you our Gen Alpha. She goes by the name of Navya. And I have to say this. Whew, she is literally a star in the making. Incredibly talented, multifaceted, and one to certainly watch as she rises in Dubai. Let's give it up for Navya. Hi. Hello. You can lift your mic slightly. Let's help you with that one.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't fall.
How's it going?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm pretty excited to be here today.
Oh, good. And do you know what, Navya? It is an absolute honor to have you on the show. And I'll say why. Because you are my first alpha guest on the Gen Shift.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you are. And not only that, like, you're the first original songwriter, composer, producer. I mean, tell us about yourself. Tell us about, obviously, where you're from, where you were raised, and how did you get into this whole music thing?
So, hello, my name is Navya, and I am a 14-year-old singer-songwriter. I was born in Canada, but I moved to Dubai when I was 1, so I'm not new around here. I'm definitely I've been surrounded with music all my life.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I first got into it was probably at the age of, I want to say 3 years old. I was at my uncle's wedding. And I mean, a big part of Indian weddings is that there are a lot of performances, and I was told I needed to sing a song. And at the age of 3, I mean, what do you even know? But I went up on that stage and I went with my dad because,
of course,
I mean, yeah, I was 3. And I don't think people expected me to remember the full song and sing it. But I ended up remembering the full song, which at 3 years old, I would say, I mean, I was pretty proud of myself for that.
Of course, absolutely.
But I think after that performance, I actually do remember that performance. That's how kind of engraved it is in my head.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that I've done that performance, that's where I knew that I wanted to do this.
Right. And that's so interesting. I mean, 3 years old and you were asked to get up and sing.
Yeah.
And, being 3 years old, there's not really much of a care in the world, but you did it. And that is just so impressive, which has led you to kind of now become a solo artist.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that particular process, because it must be, it's interesting that you have kind of created original songs.
Mhm.
But how did you do it? Because as an alpha, you guys have been sort of born into technology, and you got like devices at your fingertips. You can create sounds and beats and chord progressions. So talk to us about how that was for you.
So I feel like my process changes when I write a new song. Like, I don't have a very strict process, but I feel like my process is very organic in general. Like, I would first of all have inspiration strike me, or I don't sit down and I say, I gotta write a song. When inspiration strikes, it strikes. So I usually sit down at my piano, and I tend to start with the chords first.
Right.
it'll take me probably 30 minutes, to be honest, to figure out a chord progression that I actually like and that I'll be motivated to write to.
Mhm.
And I mean, being knowing how to play piano is very important to me, because then you can play it slowly, you can play it however you want. And then
Mhm.
I kind of move on to the lyrics, and the melody and the lyrics kind of go hand in hand together. That
Mm.
I generally do start with the lyrics first, but I feel like the melody and the lyrics go hand in hand
Mhm.
together. So that's when I kind of figure that stuff out. And
Okay.
then I create a demo.
Amazing. That is so amazing. And the fact that you actually use an instrument is even more interesting, because you don't just use an instrument to actually create that demo, do you? What happens after you've explored the chord progression and the melody for the lyrics? Where do you take that to? What's the next
So
process?
I have a study upstairs, and I tend to use Logic Pro in that on the desktop on it, and I
Mm.
make a demo using, we have like a MIDI keyboard, and I tend to plug into the chords. I tend to plug the chords into the MIDI keyboard, and I kind of just base the whole demo off of that. So I create the chord progression,
Mhm.
then I add in maybe some electric drums, maybe some bass. Nothing too
Amazing.
much, because I do have a producer that will help me kind of guide where I want the song to go.
Amazing.
But demo is a very like loose term, because I just have drums, maybe
Okay.
some bass, piano, however.
Okay,
Yeah, few
so
instruments.
right, so let's go back. Okay, so it's really, really incredible how you kind of take us through that story, just sitting at the piano, creating these chords, and that in itself is, it's a gift, isn't it?
Thank
So,
you.
would you say that you are you sort of classically trained in piano, or were you self-taught? How did that come about?
Mhm. So I'm definitely not classically trained.
I
I
thought.
am I'm not one of those people that like sight reads, or like if they're given a page of music, they note down the music for their composition
Right.
and stuff like that. I'm definitely a self-taught pianist.
Ooh,
And I think I kind of self-taught myself from the age of, I think it was 7.
okay.
I tried to play Happy Birthday on the piano, and from that day onwards, I cried the first day I learned how to play piano. That's how, like, cuz
Oh, wow.
I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I don't know, I felt like I didn't want to play it ever again after that day. But I mean, I picked it up again.
Oh,
So that's how much it kind of mattered to me that I really want to do good at this. And
amazing.
I've grown up with a piano my entire life, so I feel like it's very accessible for me to
Well, I'm gonna let you
play.
into a secret. Well, it's not really a secret, it's a fun fact. So, you explaining that you were self-taught. I was also self-taught.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, because again, like I just found it very difficult to sight read. But
Yeah.
anything that I heard was, whether it was like something that I was inspired by or
Mhm.
something that I had in my head, I definitely would like literally take it to the piano and figure it out. And I have a brother who was very much, he was all about sight reading. He could not
Oh.
consider it not seeing
Mhm.
notation. He had to look at something to apply, whereas he couldn't understand how my brain
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
And I was 9 years old when I started writing songs on piano at school. And it was one of those moments when you expressed, you cried because you learned to play a simple melody. I almost felt that type of emotion as well, finding these notes that made sense, right?
Yeah.
And they made sense to me. And then they were built into creating something that
Yeah.
was really unique. So this is really a special moment, especially for the show at the moment, having you come in as an alpha, and not only as an alpha, but someone who can play an instrument, who also can adapt to the technical terrain that
Yeah.
we live in,
Mhm.
right? So it's quite unique to have you be able to do that. So I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about your songs that you have processed as demos, and then have they moved on to becoming releases? Do you want to share anything?
Yeah. So I wrote my song Cloudy Days
Okay.
when I was 10 or 11, I think. It was during the lockdown, and I mean, as a kid, I had nothing better to do,
Of
but
course.
of course, I was into music. So I decided one day I was going to write a song, and that song ended up being my first single that got released because
Amazing.
I mean, I started it just as a demo, but as the time progressed, as I realized I do want to do this, I
Yeah.
went. Actually, a fun fact about this: I
Okay.
recorded the song in MNK, which is right by this very room. So, full circle
Ooh, full
moment.
circle moment, full circle moment.
Yeah.
Let's
So I recorded it at MNK, and then it got released. I think when I was, I think in year 7, so 2022
yeah,
October.
22 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where that my first song kind of led me,
Wow.
and that was immediately a hit with everyone in my school because it's not every day you hear someone's released their own song.
Of course.
So after that song, I definitely got enough motivation, and I mean, I continued to release songs, and I released my second song JFOM, and I had a free music video because my marketing team in India, I had
Yes.
won some competition and I got a free music video out of it. So that was amazing. So I got to fly to
Listen.
India to get a music video out of it.
Oh, you got it together. You got it together. So
Thank
and
you.
what's great is that you getting it together almost single-handedly. Yes, there are
There are people,
people that
but
are around you that are
yeah.
supporting that, and obviously because of your age, of course, there has to be certain
Yeah, of
things in
course.
place. But what's incredible is knowing that, as a young woman who resides in Dubai and is kind of launching out with her
Hmm.
own music. That's incredible. But
Thank you.
let's look at Dubai at the moment, and the landscape of Dubai seems to be shifting again. And there's quite a bit of emphasis on original songwriters now. Do you agree? Do you think there's a change in the scene when it comes to
Yeah.
original music?
So I think that there's definitely been a change. Like I follow a lot of original songwriters in Dubai right now, and I know
Excellent.
that many of them have had opportunities to play the original music, and I think it's definitely improved over time. But I
Mm,
do feel like it could go more. Like when you think of Dubai, I don't think you think of entertainment industry
right.
or musicians or original hits. Like when I think of LA, I kind of think of the entertainment industry, and
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think that Dubai's very architecture based right now. I think it could
Yeah.
definitely improve, but it is
Absolutely.
growing.
Well, that's interesting. And right, the kind of next thing I want to sort of explore, obviously being the age you are, and we're in a time where sort of technology is really just powering people through. What does the kind of future look like? I mean, I know this is like a pretty heavy-winded question, but I want you to just feel free wherever you go with it. It's
Mhm.
fine. But where do you see the future in music in terms of where we are now? Using
Yeah.
technology, AI, and all
Yeah.
these transformative methods to
Mhm.
create music. Do you see that kind of evolving into super AI, or
Yeah.
do you think?
No, so I feel like um I don't think there's going to be super AI in the future just because I know that AI has become quite a problem. Like many people are they don't know if songs have been created by AI or if they're real. Like
Right.
I feel like many people nowadays will probably realize that, sometimes AI can't do the imperfections that are released with music, and sometimes you just need that real human like played instruments because they have those
Absolutely.
imperfections in them that AI simply cannot replace. Like I bet if you could tell if some songs are made by AI because they're generally perfect and they don't have
Hmm.
imperfections, it doesn't
Hmm.
feel real, it doesn't feel organic. So I feel like many people are realizing that, especially, upcoming songwriters, singers, including myself. So I feel like
Yeah.
many people will sorry, many people will lean
Yeah.
into the
I
more
get you.
original based, like actual physical
Yeah.
songwriting and stuff
I
like that.
totally agree. And this is one of the reasons why, bringing this conversation to the light, in the sense of, we're not here to move away
Yeah.
from being human, because it's what connects us, it's what
Yeah,
shapes us, it's what allows us to,
of course.
have those imperfections and evolve, right? And I truly, truly, truly believe that if we are to sort of coexist as generations all in one box, I think we could really share
Hmm.
some incredible values
Yeah.
on how to keep it human, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Right. So I'm going to kind of lean in to say to you,
Okay.
obviously, this is the Gen Shift, and we have 4 generations, one conversation. But even though this is the last episode, well, it's not the last episode, it's the last conversation. I'm going to invite you back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'm going to invite you back to episode 5.
Okay.
And I will ask if you would be open to share your original music.
Yeah.
So that as the generations come into a collaborative setting, we can certainly see how you all
Yeah,
bring your
absolutely.
vibe,
Yeah, bring our
right?
vibe.
Bring the vibe. So that will be in the very, very near future. So I'm going to ask you now, so it's confirmed. So you
Yeah.
can't run away.
Yes. No, it is
Don't-
confirmed.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed. We gotta. Right. And also, I want to ask you to share your handles to the audience. If you could do that down
Yeah.
that camera there.
So, my handle is very simple. It's just my name, Navya Biala. I'm found on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, all streaming platforms, YouTube.
Yeah, that's the one. So, guys, don't forget, you really need to follow her.
Yes.
This is our first alpha, and an incredible, beautiful human being who
Thank you.
is really talented. And I'm so excited for our final episode, which is coming very, very soon. So you really need to stay tuned for this one, because it's going to be, it's not really a sing off, but it kind of, yeah, I think it is a sing off.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
You're going to be up against Gen X,
Yeah.
millennials, the Gen Zs.
Yes.
Ooh, so the other thing is as well, in this particular episode, you're my only female. So
Oh.
let's
Oh,
bring
wow.
we
Queen energy.
Queen energy. I'm rooting for you. I'm
Oh, thank
absolutely
you.
rooting
Thank
for
you.
you, and I want to thank you for spending this moment with
Oh,
the
of
Gen
course.
Shift.
Thank you
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate that.
Thank you for having
Thank you so much. Right, guys, that is it. Episode 4. It's a wrap. Please be sure to follow the Gen Shift here on Instagram. You can also follow the Vocal Podcast, where you will see little snippets of this show. Also, don't forget to follow www.thevocalpod.org should you need any details about future shows happening here. I want to thank again Melody House, our venue partner, and McKee for the sound. And guys, we are signing out. Love ya.